Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us live here on India Today's social media handles. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, getting you all the top stories that we're tracking this Wednesday. Let me start off with what's happening at the line of actual control. Yesterday, I did give you details about satellite images that we've accessed here on India Today that shows the kind of troop build-up at Depsang at the LAC, which again highlighted that disengagement at Pangong is happening, but not de-escalation really at the line of actual control. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, who's been very vocal in the last few months, questioning the government of what's happening at LAC, questioning policies also that the government has taken up against China, has now also tweeted on this. Now, while he's quoted India Today's report, Rahul Gandhi has gone on to state that we've lost Depsang to the Chinese. He's also gone on to state that now the very crucial strategic road of Daulat Beg Oldi is become vulnerable because of the fact that we've conceded Depsang, according to him, to the Chinese. Now, this has, of course, led to, again, a massive debate of what's happening at the line of actual control, because Rahul Gandhi has made these very, very strong allegations, even referring to the government as cowardly. There's been no statement really that's coming from the government so far on what the situation is at Depsang, but with the pressure piling up and Rahul Gandhi again raising the issue of what's happening at the LAC, we could perhaps expect some sort of statement or some clarity on what's happening at places like Depsang. Important to highlight, of course, that while Rahul Gandhi has tweeted on this issue, at the LAC, there's only been talk, there's only been disengagement at Pangong. There's still the question of what happens in places like Depsang, Gogra and Hot Springs. The talks are still underway on that. So there's no commitment really that's been made with regards to disengagement at these points for there to be a complete withdrawal of troops. But this build-up, having said that, is very, very worrying. So Rahul Gandhi has asked these questions of the government and has sought answers. We'll be tracking that to see what really the government says about whether really, as Rahul claims, we've conceded Depsang to the Chinese and that there's no way we can get it back, and that now the strategic location of Daulat Beg Oldi is in fact vulnerable. Another story that we're tracking, Rahul Gandhi making quite a few headlines today because he has broken his silence with regards to a number of senior Congress leaders speaking out, demanding an overhaul, demanding structural changes in the Congress. Rahul has in fact hit back at all of this criticism. I'm talking about the G23 leaders, where senior leaders like Anand Sharma, Ghulam Nabi Azad, Veerappa Moily, Kapil Sibal, all of them came together and said, look, there's a need to overhaul how the party functions. Now, Rahul Gandhi, while speaking to in fact economist Basu, has said that this is something that, yes, he had addressed as well. He claims that he had time and again spoken for internal democracy in the Congress. He says that he wanted elections at the student organizations, the youth wing of the party, but that he was met by a lot of opposition by some of his colleagues in the party. So Rahul Gandhi is saying that, look, I've always stood for internal democracy, but it's not something that's been backed 100% by some of his own colleagues. This has, of course, again put a lot of focus on what's happening within the Congress. The fact that you've got some of the most senior leaders of the party clearly differing from each other and going on to make statements against what the party is for or what it stands for. And remember that Rahul Gandhi's comment where he's in fact said that, I'm someone who believes in internal democracy. It comes after Anand Sharma has also questioned a lot of decisions that have been taken by the Congress. But Rahul also, if I had to sum up some of the headlines really that has come from the conversation that he's had, number one, he's spoken, as I said, about internal democracy. He said that no other party is scrutinized for this issue as much as the Congress is. So he's saying, why don't you hold every party to account at the same level, at the same pedestal? So he's saying that internal democracy should be there in every single political party. Another big point is on the issue of emergency, where in fact Rahul Gandhi has said that it was a mistake that his grandmother had made, Indira Gandhi. While referring to the emergency, he says that it's something that shouldn't have been done and that the late former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi's decision was wrong to impose emergency. This is a big statement and, of course, in context will make a lot of headlines because there have been several times that comments have been made about how the Congress didn't really put out an apology, how several people involved in the emergency, involved in the riots, all of that, there was no action taken. So keeping that in mind, Rahul's comment here, an admission that it was a mistake, is very, very important. And we'll be getting you the latest reactions on that. But as far as the Congress is concerned, they're staring at this huge crisis crisis because of the fact that you've got senior leaders speaking out against decisions like tying up with the Indian Secular Front led by Pirzada Abbas Siddiqui, and on the other hand you've got Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary trying to put out fires as these comments keeping on coming in. So as far as that story is concerned, a lot of reactions that are pouring in as well. Let me also tell you about what's happening in poll-bound Bengal. The Trinamool Congress in a spot of bother. In the last few months, we've seen a lot of senior leaders. The most prominent of them was Shubhendu Adhikari, who left the TMC to join the BJP. The latest to join that list is Jitendra Tiwari. I'm sure you've heard of his name before, and that's because a few months ago he had made this decision to quit the TMC, and there was a lot of talk that he's going to join the BJP. But he returned to the TMC rank almost immediately after. Now again, he's quit in a rather dramatic fashion. 24 hours after sitting in a TV debate while he defended the TMC, he's then taken the decision to quit the Trinamool Congress and join the Bharatiya Janata Party. So Jitendra Tiwari is someone that is of consequence, someone who is a big name of the TMC. So that's another big body blow for the Trinamool Congress. But there's a lot of talk about whether the BJP is happy with this, because the information that we have is that there were several senior leaders of the BJP who initially in December itself were opposed to him joining the party, and that's why the decision was taken that perhaps they're not going to go all out to woo him. But now Jitendra Tiwari, while referring to these reports, has said that he will work under these BJP leaders. There is no question of any sort of rift. So that's the latest that's coming in from Bengal. Over to Tamil Nadu, where the focus, of course, is all about seat sharing. The BJP and the AIADMK are currently in talks. There's been 4 rounds, but no big breakthrough that's really been achieved in the talks so far. But what we're hearing right now is that today there'll be some finalization that the BJP could settle with 21 seats. That's what the AIADMK wanted, to give them lesser seats in the alliance than what the PMK has. So that big breakthrough is expected today. One last story coming in from Karnataka is that of Minister Ramesh Jarkiholi. He's in trouble because a CD purportedly shows him taking advantage of a woman and offering her a government job instead. Now, the victim here had approached a social activist who submitted a CD as evidence against the minister to the police commissioner. A case has been registered, no FIR filed. The minister, Ramesh Jarkiholi, has said that there is no truth to these allegations. But the information that's at hand is that this is a massive sex scandal and could blow up further, because there's pressure now on the state government to make Ramesh Jarkiholi resign till the investigation at least is complete. The Congress has been staging protests, the JDS has been staging protests, upping the ante against Jarkiholi. So we could see today Yediyurappa taking a decision on that. There's a cabinet meeting in a few hours from now where there will be a decision taken. So that's a roundup of all the stories that we're tracking this Wednesday. We here at India Today will continue getting you all the big updates and headlines of the day. Thank you for tuning in.